Gasoline in the Show Me state is about to get a little more expensive. A 4-state veteran of the trucking industry explains what he thinks that means for you and me coming up.
Plus, state leaders from Missouri and Arkansas gather to celebrate the completion of the I-49 connector, and details of a police chase that started on the Kansas side of the region and ended in Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The price of gas in Missouri goes up tomorrow and will continue to go up once a year for the next 4 years. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to a Joplin trucking veteran about the new tax's pros and cons.
The price of Show Me State gas goes up by 2.5 cents on Friday, and Missouri's governor says it's needed to keep the state competitive.
2 important parts of that. One, it's going to keep our state moving forward when it comes to the economy and the infrastructure. The second portion of that is totally different in any other state in the United States. The people that don't want to pay it don't have to pay it. They can get a refund back.
Governor Parson is referring to the fact that many Missouri drivers can apply for a gas tax refund, but not without doing some paperwork for the Missouri Department of Revenue. Missouri's first fuel tax since 1992 will put the state's gas tax at 19.5 cents per gallon, but it won't stop there. The tax will go up once a year until 2025, ultimately giving Missourians a gas tax of 29.5 cents per gallon. Mike Brown, a Joplin trucking industry veteran, says he has seen various gas tax increases throughout his career and thinks 4-staters will be paying this one in more ways than one.
As the cost of transporting goods, any goods, as that cost goes up, that's going to be passed right along to everybody that shops, whether it's diapers or broccoli or whatever it might be.
And while Mike thinks a new tax is the wrong way for the state to raise revenue, he does support where the money is going, which is road and bridge repair.
I drove a truck and I'd go across a bridge and thought, my God, I hope it don't fall down. And that's needs to be done, not just highways, but a whole bunch more stuff.
Missouri's Department of Transportation estimates that once the tax reaches its peak in 2025, it will bring in more than $450 million each year for road and bridge repair. In Jasper County, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Now you can find the link to the Missouri Department of Revenue's motor fuel refund claim on this story at KOAMNewsNow.com. Missouri and Arkansas are now better connected as officials celebrate the completion of I-49 between the two states. Missouri Governor Mike Parson and Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson were in attendance. The connector was a project that's been 25 years in the making. It relocates the 4-lane divided highway to the west of the existing U.S. Route 71 and adds an interchange at Route 90 just west of Jane. That connector will officially open for the public tomorrow. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office and Barton County deputies arrest 2 car theft suspects after a chase. The chase started in Crawford County and ended in a field on Highway O in Barton County. A man and woman were arrested. The police say the car was stolen out of Joplin. We're awaiting more information. Of course, we'll have that for you when it becomes available. Starting to dry out just a little bit, but is it going to stay dry? Doug Heddy joins us.
Well, we've had the scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region past 2 days, but through the afternoon into the evening hours, and it is drying out as we speak right now, but we still have plenty of chances for rain over the next couple days. 85 today. So before the thunderstorms, we got up there. Normal high is 77. Of course, we're wrapping up September. October starts tomorrow, if you can believe that. We still have a few little scattered showers and a few little scattered little thunder showers, mainly in southwestern parts of Missouri. But besides that, most of us are dry. So these are eastern Newton, McDonald, and then over into Berry County. But we are going to get a few that pop up from time to time throughout the overnight hours tonight. But I would say 80% of us end up staying dry the rest of the night. We are going to have to deal with some patchy fog across the region as we have so much moisture on the ground, but temps pretty good. We're sitting upper 60s to near 70 degrees. More rain chances. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
All right, Doug, thank you. A new COVID vaccine policy at Mercy Health in Joplin started today. Now, according to Mercy, some workers waited until the last days to meet this policy before facing an up to 28-day unpaid suspension. Mercy says after 28 days, they will have an accurate number of workers who chose not to comply with this new policy. And the Orlando-based Liberty Council says it sent a demand letter to Mercy Health System on behalf of 14 employees and numerous others who have been unlawfully denied religious exemption from the COVID shot mandate without explanation or ability to appeal. Now, this statement does not single out Mercy Health Joplin. The statement from Liberty Counsel also says these employees have sincerely held religious beliefs that life is sacred from the moment of conception. And, quote, all 3 of the currently available COVID injections are produced by, derived from, manufactured with, tested on, developed with, or otherwise connected to or associated with aborted fetal cell lines. The fetal cell lines were used during the research and development of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, but not in production. Johnson & Johnson uses them during production for its vaccine. Liberty Counsel is a tax-exempt religious liberty organization that engages in litigation related to evangelical Christian values. The Southern Poverty Law Center lists them as a designated anti-LGBTQ hate group. An urgent call to pregnant women after thousands who are expecting have been hospitalized or have died from COVID-19. The CDC says, get vaccinated now. Mandy Gaither has a look at what prompted this renewed recommendation.
A warning to pregnant women.
You could protect yourself, your pregnancy, and your fetus by getting vaccinated.
The renewed urgency comes as the CDC says only 31% of pregnant people have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. In a health alert, the agency added that as of September 27th, there have been more than 125,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases in people who are pregnant, including 22,000 hospitalized and more than 160 deaths. 22 died in August alone, the agency said. The warning extends to those who have recently given birth, those trying or planning to become pregnant, and those who are breastfeeding.
What we don't want to do is see women who, for some reason or other, are hesitant to get vaccinated when they're pregnant or wanting to get pregnant, and then have a negative impact on their pregnancy.
The risk isn't only to the mother. The CDC says COVID-19 in pregnancy can cause preterm birth or babies born so sick they have to go straight to the neonatal intensive care unit. The agency also says other adverse pregnancy outcomes such as stillbirth have been reported and stresses the safety of the vaccine.
We now have data that demonstrates that vaccines in whatever time in pregnancy or lactating that they're given are actually safe and effective and have no adverse events to mom or to baby.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says data shows approximately 97% of pregnant people with confirmed COVID-19 infections who are hospitalized either for illness or for labor and delivery were unvaccinated. Well, still ahead, Carthage Parks and Rec shares what they hope the future holds for the city's parks. And Congress might have averted one budget crisis tonight, but another still looms. We'll have the details.
Your chance now at Roper Honda.
Carthage Parks and Recreation has a plan for the future of the city's parks. Tonight, they gave the public a look at those plans. Tonight's meeting was meant to gather public input on the department's master plan titled Our Town, Our Time. Some of the ideas discussed tonight include an expanded farmers market at Central Park, a contemporary aquatic facility, and new designs at some city parks.
It's not as much, here's what we're doing. It's here's what all of the information tells us. Here's what all of our meetings tell us. Now here's our concept designs and how do you feel about it? There's still time to give us some input before we make a final recommendation.
The ideas presented tonight came from a survey of residents done last year. Missouri Auditor Nicole Galloway is suing a state board that investigated her after she issued critical audits of Senator Josh Hawley over his use of funds while he was Missouri Attorney General. Galloway says in a lawsuit that the State Board of Accountancy is threatening to discipline her and her staff after she issued an audit in 2018 saying that Hawley potentially used state funds for his successful run for the U.S. Senate. In response, Hawley asked the Accountancy Board to investigate Galloway. In her lawsuit, Galloway is asking a Cole County judge to find that the board's powers don't apply to government agencies reviewed by the state auditor. A partial federal government shutdown was averted today after the House and Senate voted to keep the government funded through December. But another budget crisis looms next month as Democrats and Republicans remain at odds over raising the debt ceiling. Deborah Alfarone reports from the White House.
President Biden signed a bill to keep the government funded through December 3rd after the short-term measure cleared both chambers.
The motion is adopted.
The continuing resolution spares thousands of federal workers from being furloughed and also provides funding for Afghan refugees and disaster relief.
Hurricane Ida, its victims, other disasters eagerly await this bill.
The measure passed only after lawmakers took out a provision to raise the debt ceiling. Republicans say that if the Democrats want to increase the government's borrowing cap, they can do it on their own.
We're able to fund the government today because the majority accepted reality. The same thing will need to happen on the debt limit.
We're not going to let Republicans off the hook. We don't think they should be. This is not a game.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen urged Congress to act before the October 18th deadline to avoid what she termed a potential catastrophe for the economy.
Our country would likely face a financial crisis and economic recession as a result.
The White House says it is working with Senate Democrats on a plan forward. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
The Treasury Department says the debt limit has been raised or suspended 78 times since 1960, almost always on a bipartisan basis. Later, Pitt State prepares to take on Missouri Southern in this year's edition of the Miners Bowl.
Plus, we are looking at more chances for thunderstorms the next 2 days. We're going to talk about that coming up. Well, again, we got some scattered showers and thunderstorms for us during the afternoon into the evening hours today. Second day in a row that we have seen these pop-up showers and thunderstorms, which it's always nice to see this time of the year if you want to lay some grass seed. Right now is the perfect time so it can get established over about the next 6-7 weeks. And we are going to continue to have rain chances sticking around over the next couple days. Here's a great time lapse. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Pretty good time lapse for us today, kind of dodging the showers and thunderstorms, which have really calmed down over the past couple hours. You can see most of us are fine. Not much going on. Little showers right across Berry County, and you can see these little tiny hit and miss little sprinkles that are popping up, and we can't rule out a random isolated shower or two as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. But this little batch has really been falling apart over the past couple hours. But let's go through time. Let's go through the overnight hours. You still see these very isolated little pop-up showers or thunder showers kind of on and off throughout the overnight hours. I think 80% of you are going to stay dry tonight, but we have so much moisture on the ground, we're going to get some patchy fog. And then we'll start the day tomorrow. Most of the morning looks pretty good. So that's good news, a little chance to dry out a bit. Temps are pretty comfortable, mid to upper 60s to near 70 degrees right now. Looks okay. 7th and range line 70, but with calm winds and humidity at 97%, with the moisture on the ground, we're definitely going to have patchy fog for us tonight, especially in the low-lying areas. Already, some areas getting some fog. Here's the problem, or the culprit, area of low pressure. You can see the spin just to the west of Albuquerque. Until that spin passes by, we're going to have chances for showers and thunderstorms. That's going to take 2 more days, or about 48 hours, and then our rain chances will start to trend off for the second half of the weekend. All right, for us tonight, isolated little shower. Most of the morning looks good. Let's go into tomorrow afternoon. Some pop-up afternoon thunderstorms. Not near as widespread as what we did see today, but we are going to have a few out there late afternoon into the evening hours. 79 by noon, high temp. We should go into the 80s once again. These are going to be not quite as widespread as what we did see today, so I'm hoping it doesn't cause any issues for high school football games tomorrow night, but still something we'll keep our eyes on throughout the daytime hours tomorrow. Most of tomorrow night looks pretty good, and then as that area of low pressure spins by on Saturday, it will drive a pretty good batch of rain right through the region. Right now it looks like late morning into the middle of the afternoon. So that stinks on the first half of the weekend, but Sunday looks great. Rainfall still over the next couple days. I think a lot of areas will pick up a half an inch, maybe upwards to an inch with the additional showers and thunderstorms that we will see as we go through tomorrow and Saturday. 82 tomorrow, 76 on Saturday, 78 on Sunday. Looks fantastic. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, most of next week, first week of October, shaping up pretty good with nice temperatures.
Much more fall-like for this area for this time of year.
Yeah, I can't believe it's almost October.
That's we're just, what, a couple hours, less than 2 hours away, and it's going to be spooky season.
Yep, sure will.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. Well, Sir Optimus International of Joplin is celebrating its 100th anniversary. There was a ribbon cutting at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce. Sir Optimus worked toward strengthening the community and equal opportunities.
A previous scholarship winner that wrote a check back to the organization and wanted to give out another scholarship last year because she's now at a financially independent area. And that really comes full circle, and especially many of the women that have been in the organization for so long, I think that was a really good feeling for them.
Among other services, Sir Optimus International of Joplin has provided a yearly camp and retreat since 1984 for Jasper County children in foster care. Well, coming up in sports, Pittsburgh and Joplin meet for a border battle on the soccer field, and the Colgan Panthers welcome in the Southeast Lancers for some Thursday night high school football. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas hit the road this weekend for a rivalry game against Missouri Southern. The Pitt State is 3-1 heading into the weekend, and will try to make it 3 straight on Saturday in Joplin. Now, PSU has dominated this rivalry, especially recently. The Gorillas are 42-9-1 all-time against the Lions, and have won 25 of the last 26. One of the best parts about the rivalry, of course, is the two schools are pretty close, so both teams will have plenty of fans in the stands Saturday afternoon.
I know this rivalry runs really deep, and like you said, they're not far apart, so I feel like we're going to bring a lot of fans there, and we're going to expect them to really have our back.
There's no way that we're going to have a hostile crowd at our house. Part of being a competitor is being able to do it on a stage, being able to use the crowd to your advantage, being able to use that as an added tool to hype you up. But no, they won't be more hostile than the jungle.
Pitt State Gorilla fans will show up like they've proven to throughout this whole season. So excited to see our fans over there and our players' families to have the opportunity to travel a short distance and be able to see their people play.
Well, it's Pittsburgh against Joplin on Saturday, but it's also Pittsburgh against Joplin tonight. The two high school teams meet this evening on the soccer field, and the Eagles enter the night at 10-3. While the Purple Dragons are 5-3-1. 5 minutes in, Luciano Reyes gets the cross off. Gabe De Leon at the back post all alone for the tap in. Later, Reyes gets one for himself off the set piece, heads this one. Reyes gets his second goal of the night off a penalty kick. Big first half for him. Second half now, Carlos Palma attacking with speed, lays it off to Andrew Taylor for the goal. Eagles up 4-0. Joplin gets back on track tonight, 5-0 shutout win over Pittsburgh.
We had desire, I think, especially to start things off. The guys wanted to make this game an impact game for us. We've got Nixa next week, and that's a huge game for a lot of these guys, district opponent and conference opponent. So I think we were trying to keep momentum going, or create some momentum with this game and get it going.
We have some Thursday night high school football tonight in Pittsburgh. The Colgan Panthers welcome in the Southeast Lancers in week 2 of district play. Colgan, fresh off their first win of the season, topping Fredonia last Friday. First quarter, first offensive play for Colgan. Cooper Simmons finds a hole, sheds a tackle, slips out of another. He's in from 34 yards out. Panthers up 6. More from Simmons in the second. This one a little longer. Gets to the far sideline. Little stiff arm. Nobody feels like tackling. 64-yarder this time for Simmons. We had quite a few big plays in the second quarter. Southeast ball here. Cullen Mutz outruns everybody. Needs just one more move for the 60-yard score. Lancers on the board, down just 6. But on the kickoff after that score, check it out. Tucker Harrell scoops it up at about the 6-yard line. Finds some space outside, and then it's just a foot race. 94 yards to the house for Harrell. Colgan takes an 18-6 lead to half. Panthers pull away to win this one tonight, 34-12. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Sergeant Raymond Durbin, the Seneca, Missouri native, served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Raymond Durbin. He's tonight's four-state hero. Of course, to learn more about our many other heroes or to nominate one of your own at any time, all you need to do, head over to our website, and that is KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, Pepsi, the NFL, and Rock Nation have revealed the performers for next year's Super Bowl halftime show. And instead of just 1 or 2 star musicians, there's going to be 5. It is an epic lineup that includes Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and even Snoop Dogg. They're going to perform in the new SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, home to both the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers. Super Bowl is going to be held on Sunday, February the 15th. 13th. I don't know where 15 came from, but it's going to be the 13th. These guys know exactly when the Super Bowl is. So.
Yeah, that's what happens when you put this thing in LA, man. You get those big names. It would be cool.
Can't believe Eminem's almost 50. He doesn't look it at all.
It doesn't seem like that should be correct. But
crazy.
But that means that we're just getting older too. It's
Yeah.
a scary thing.
Yeah.
Temperatures not getting that much older.
No, temps actually look pretty good over the next week. Of course, we kick off October here in about an hour and a half, and much like the end of September, chances for showers and thunderstorms. More hit and miss tomorrow, not quite as widespread as what we saw today, but very widespread on Saturday, unfortunately, over the weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, the second half of the weekend's dry, so that's good. Jacob, final check sports.
Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern game kicks off at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon in Joplin.
All right, guys, thank you so much. That is our time for now. We're going to see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for making us part of your night.